Today on the grid, we are doing photography myths busted. That's our topic. We're going to be talking about some of those long-held beliefs and pouring water all over them. Mr. Kuna is here. He's in the house. He's quiet as a mouse. And we have the crew from SlickPic going to be joining us to show off some cool new stuff. We got a lot of stuff to give away today. It's going to be a fine day on the grid, and it all starts in just 12.4 seconds. Let's go!
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Hey-o!
Here we are.
Here
We're
we
back.
are. It's 1-ish on the East Coast in the U.S. Welcome. Glad to have you guys here. Welcome to the grid.
Yeah.
Today we have a very interesting topic, one we did years ago. We're going to revisit it, which is photography myths. These are those things that we've long had people tell us, oh, this is how it's done, or this is how you have to do it, or whatever. And there's a lot of them are just so outdated and just wrong, and you know, some of them are something you heard 12 years ago, 15 years ago, or
recently.
My least favorite one is when somebody says, well, I was taught, which means 45, 50 years ago, a really old person told them how to do a particular thing in photography, and they've just kept it their entire life.
Or the other one that drives me nuts is when they say, oh, I only straight out of camera. It's like, so you just don't know how to use Photoshop, huh? I got it.
You don't know Lightroom or Photoshop. It's okay.
Got it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we are very glad to have you here. We got a bunch of giveaways and stuff. So.
Yeah.
So.
We're giving away we're gonna have to get a grip on this show because we got a Platypod grip. I always have to do that. And next, we're gonna give away
You guys don't deserve that,
book.
Joe.
Yes. This is a dark book, though. The night photography book. We're going to give away a copy of that.
Written by Mr. Kuna himself.
And speaking of another book, it's a little dark, controversial, but if you have a Tesla, a Model Y or Model X, or Model Y and a Model 3, and you want to learn all about it, Tesla photography book, or here. It's a Tesla photography book. How do we do that in a Tesla book?
Hey, by the way, though, can I give you something about this book?
Yes.
All right, and this is only for people who own Teslas, right?
Yeah.
And so we did a book chat last week, right, about the book. So it's written by myself and my dear friend Terry White, who's a Tesla enthusiast. So we wrote this book to help people who already own Teslas. All right, and my publisher gave 50% off. So you could get the print book, which is 300 pages of tips, for $15. You could get the ebook for $10. And that page and that link is still live.
Oh, wow.
Now, I'm going to have Kim throw it in the chat for you so you can see what the link is. Or you can go to my Facebook page if might be even watching this on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
But you can get that book for $15, 50% off, which is cheaper than you're ever going to find it on like Amazon or Barnes & Noble. But you can go buy it at full price if you want to. But you can get it for $15. Just you got to follow that link.
It's a great one. That's what my mother got it because I mean she's got a Model Y and loves it. And
well, you know what
I've got
a
Model 3. And
a Tesla is basically a car that's driven by a computer.
It's a computer, yeah.
It's all computer based. It's operated by a computer, and if it's got all the different stuff that every other computer program has, stuff that's buried, stuff you'd never find on your own. Yeah. So anyway, go grab it if you want to grab a copy because they're going to take it down, but the link is still live. So,
and something that's really important to photography, composition. So the Crush Composition book, we're going to be giving that away as well.
Let's crush it.
You know, that is not a myth. That is something that's very important to photography. So somebody's going to win that today. And then we're going to be giving away a V-flat from V-flat World. So these are foldable V-flats, you know, a dark side and a light side so you can bounce light or take away light. Folds right up to go into your anything, any vehicle that you got. So we're giving that away. Now that's U.S. shipping only. You just got to have a U.S. shipping address for that one. You can get 10% off, though, if you use the code KELBY10 at checkout if you don't win and get yourself a V-flat. All right, so that's what we're giving away on the show today, and got a couple other things coming up, right? Next month, Photoshop World's coming up.
Oh, yeah, Photoshop
right?
World's almost here.
So Photoshop World's almost here. It's just a few weeks away, just a few weeks away in September, and you can come join us. What's great about Photoshop World, the way we do it, is you've got 3 tracks over 3 days with a pre-conference day, but you get every session. So no matter what track, you got all those tracks, you're going to get that for an entire year in replays, so you can watch it for an entire year. The other thing we got coming up is tomorrow. We've got something exciting where we're going to be doing a KelbyOne demo, right? You're going to be doing that?
Tomorrow, we're going to do something. This is something I've never done before. We're going to do a live demo of what it's like to be a KelbyOne member. So if you've ever well, really, what's it like inside? Like if I were to join, like what's the deal? All right. So I'm going to do, not only am I going to do a live demo, and Erik will be joining me, we'll do it together. We'll be doing a live demo of what it's like and all the features and all that stuff. But we're also going to do a tour of our studios here, the KelbyOne studios.
Nice.
So we have all these different sets, and we're going to take you through the whole building at our studios here and let you see everything behind the scenes. So that's going to happen tomorrow.
And you know what I love about
2:00.
those too is you can come and ask any questions that you've got. You know,
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's
any questions you
that's
have about
definitely a
it.
place to
So
ask
here's what I would
questions.
ask you. I'm going to ask you a favor. So I know that many of you watching are KelbyOne members, which we adore you. But for those of you who are members, or maybe you're not, you probably know somebody that you think, you know what, that person could probably get a lot out of KelbyOne, but maybe they don't know much about it. Would you take a moment and just hit them up in the email and tell them, hey, tomorrow come. I'm going to give you the URL where it's at. It's very easy to remember because it's our name, Kelby, KEL.BY/live demo. That's where the link is, KEL.BY/live
right on
demo.
the
It's right
screen.
there on screen. Maybe you could take a picture of that screen, right?
Or we'll
with your
drop it in the
phone.
chat, too.
And we'll drop it in the chat and send it to your friends and say, hey, tomorrow there's something really cool. It's free. And I will tell you this. Tomorrow, if after watching it somebody goes, you know what, this sounds cool, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have the best deal I've ever had. I'm going to do something tomorrow that I had to call and ask permission. I had to call Erik. I had to call my wife. I had to call everybody and go, are you sure? And everybody was kind of queasy. But I'm doing it tomorrow. It hasn't been met with a lot of love internally, but I think externally it will blow people's minds.
Yep.
So you got to come and watch it. It's going to be a live demo, and you'll get the tour of the HQ here. So it'll be a lot of fun. You know, it'll be light, and it's not a heavy sales push or anything like that. It's really just, you know, it's like you're demoing software. You're demoing a car.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not going to fill it with marketing jargon or any of that stuff. I'm just going to say, if you're a member, here's where you start. Here's what you would do. Here's like why this is cool and why that's cool. But it's not a big sales push. But at the end, I do have an ridiculous deal.
The reason why is a lot of times you want to spread the word, get it out to your other friends that are into photography or even thinking about photography is, I'll tell you this, you get more people interested in photography in your life, you'll shoot more and you'll go out more because they'll want to go out and shoot more.
Yeah.
Photography is better with friends.
It's much better with
bring
friends.
in those friends, get them learning with you, and then because we've even had that internally, we've got groups in KelbyOne that they're doing vacations together and photo trips together and kind of doing all that because they've come together in the community. So yeah.
All right, so that's what we have tomorrow at 2 p.m. I hope you can join us. And also, it'd be nice right now if you would just spread the word. Just send somebody an email. Hey, you might want to check this out. It's free, and I promise they'll have a good time. They're not going to come away going, oh, it was terrible. Well, it's going to be fun, and we'll give away some crap like we always do. All right, what else we got? I guess that's all we got.
Yeah, that's all we got.
Okay. So our topic today is a dicey one because people get defensive when you tell them something that they've believed for 25 years is not right. And so I expect there to be pushback because, like I said, a lot of people, I can't tell you how many times people will tell me, well, I was taught, and they're like in their 80s, and they learned it 50 years ago. And I guess if that's what they were taught, they cannot wrap their mind around that maybe that wasn't right, or it was right 50 years ago, but it may not be correct
or even
today.
it was right in certain circumstances, but you're applying it globally. Like one of the myths I think that just gets drilled into misconceptions that gets drilled in people's head is that the only way to be a great professional photographer is you have to shoot in manual mode.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's just so hard. And the thing is, I've had people that they're locked into it. They can't do anything but it. But then they see, oh, look at somebody else's photo that didn't use manual mode, and look at my photo. Why is my photo underexposed or overexposed? It's because I don't know really how to use it. Now, again, it's fine if you know exactly your settings and you know what to do all the time. Shoot manual mode all the time. Struggle.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, but here's what I would say to that, and we've talked about this before, so this probably isn't the first time you've heard us talk about this. But there are times where you have to use manual mode.
There's times when you have to.
There just are. There's a couple times. Like if I'm in the studio, I know that I need to control my shutter speed, and I can't have my shutter speed move and stuff. So I
With
set.
me, it's night photography, like when it's
you,
really
it's night
dark,
photography,
Milky
right.
Way. Yeah.
But for the most part, for most of what we shoot, which is not in the studio and is not night astrophotography, everything else, you're just making your life harder, and you think that there's some advantage, and people will go on and argue with it. It's like, look, guys, it's two settings. It's your shutter speed and your aperture. I don't know what advantage you think you're getting by doing it manually. I don't know what advantage you think you're getting by doing it like they did in the 1940s. We've come so far. You've spent so much money.
These cameras
on your
are so
camera.
good.
They're brilliant. They're amazing. What you're saying is, I want to go back to the 40s. I want to do it. I want to take twice as long to make my photo and have it look absolutely no better. But in my mind, I think it's better because I've been told it's better.
Yes.
But do you look at images and go, oh, yeah, that was shot in manual mode. No, that was shot in aperture. Oh, that was shot in shutter. Yeah. No, nobody knows.
Nobody
knows. But you're just making it hard on yourself. Look, Eric and I both do workshops. We get to do some workshops together. We're sitting there with 12 people on some location. Somebody's struggling over there, and they're having exposure problems and everything else. It's almost a lock.
They're
in manual mode, and we're like, why? Why are you in manual mode? And they're struggling. And, well, what settings should I use? Look, your camera can do most of the work for you because, honestly, your exposure should be the last thing you're worried about.
It's probably the last thing on the totem pole of importance.
Yeah.
I mean, the iPhone proved that. The iPhone's really good at like exposing a good image. It's more about what the story is of the image. Anyways, that's the kind of stuff. But again, looking at things nowadays, right? You know, like what are the other things that we could talk about here? So
that's one.
That's
a big one, though.
I've got one that I think if we want to talk about it, I think it will fall into our next segment, right? Because I know we're going to have SlickPic on. And this is one of these 2025. It's been recently, kind of the last few years it's come. It's a myth. And that is that AI editing is cheating. People feel like using AI tools, AI editing, AI noise reduction, AI selections, it's just cheating. And it's like, that can't be the farthest thing from the truth. I mean, you're just using AI to enhance or to speed up and do stuff that we could have done before AI was in there. Yep. So you could get out your tablet, you could make a perfect selection of something, or you could hit one button now and you've got your subject selected.
Well,
one button now and you've got your sky selected.
I want to show you something if I can.
Yes.
All right. If you can see my this is the list of things that you've been using for years and years that are AI powered. All of these things, content aware fill, the auto button, select subject, liquefy, the remove tool, the adaptive profiles, the object select tool. All these things are powered by AI. And guess what? So is this list. Sky replacement, lens blur, removing lines where generate background, enhance details, remove people, a curvature pen tool, match font, panorama fill edges, all that stuff. This is all AI stuff that you've been using for years. And you never had a problem using the healing brush before. The healing brush, you're like, oh, the healing brush is great. You know it's AI, right? You know it's AI. Content-aware fill, I use it every day. You know that's AI, right? So you got to stop being like, oh, now, I am with you on generating fake content. What I mean by that is if I shoot 4 buildings straight up in downtown Manhattan and you want to put a bird flying in the middle of it or a plane or whatever, could we do that in Photoshop? Yes. Could we do it before AI? Absolutely. You just open up a picture of a plane, select it, and drop it in there. However, I have less a problem with that than I do with you saying, make a plane there. Because at least you're using your own plane photo and it's a real plane.
But I'm also getting to the point where it's like, as long as you're telling people, and that now we've transferred over to maybe like art, where it's like, I'm just compositing things together, but I'm disclosing it. Like, I think I have the problem is when people don't disclose it.
Right. Well, for example, I entered a contest, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and in it, when I got down to the very end and I'd already submitted all my photos, it said, did you use any kind of AI in these photos? Well, I don't think that they mean, did you use the healing brush? So I disclosed on 2 pictures, I removed things using generative fill. And I said, I did not add anything to these photos, but I did take away stuff. Now, why did I use generative fill? Because I didn't want to spend 15 minutes removing things with the healing brush, which is AI, by the way, or the clone stamp tool. So it did it in 12 seconds instead of 12 minutes.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
I could have easily put in the 12 minutes. Does it make the photo look any better? No. Does it do? All it does is suck 12 minutes out of my life. I like 12 seconds. So, but I disclaimed them. I had to write, and I told them, if this disqualifies me, remove these images from competition. And I told them which 2 images I used it on, what I did in those 2 images. I disclosed it right there in the thing. And I could have just kept my mouth shut.
Now, that's the thing is, that's where I'm at. As long as we're saying it, I think it's fine. And the thing is, honestly, if they have a problem with you doing that, that's a problem with them. Like, I can tell you this, no person that's not a photographer would care. No person. The photographers would care. The purists would care. But no person would care. They'd be like, yeah, it looks great. I like the image. No problem. All right. So we have to take a break. But when we come back,
when we come back, we have a very special guest joining us. So stick around for that. And I have a special introduction I've written. So I'm excited about it. We're going to be we're going to bring in one of my buddies on in the industry here when we're done. You're going to see some cool stuff. Stick right around.
What is Photoshop World? Photoshop World is the ultimate 3-day online creative event for photographers, designers, and digital artists. With over 45 sessions taught by the world's leading Photoshop, Lightroom, and photography instructors. From jaw-dropping edits to industry secrets, this is where your skills go pro and get inspired to push your creativity further than ever before. Register at photoshopworld.com.
You know, you are about to experience the best thing any traveling photographer ever can, and that is insider tips, tricks, all the information that you need if you're thinking about going to Boston. The guy's name is John Dukes. He's been there a bunch of times, and you're about to see visual proof of an amazing trip to Boston.
Thank you, Larry. Yeah, I want to invite you on a journey through Beantown, Boston, Massachusetts. We're going to have so much fun with this class, and you will too. You will come prepared, ready to bring your camera, ready to come back with shots, not Instagram shots, but shots that you'll be proud of, shots that you'll be able to show people when you get back and go, look, I captured this when I was there. We're going to talk about gear. We're going to talk about composition. We're going to talk about how to remove people from your shots that you don't want in there.
You will see fantastic places, and one of my favorite things about John's classes is all the hidden places. Those places that you don't know about. You're going to learn that and so much more, and it's only at KelbyOne.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
Hey, we are back. Scott and Erik are here, and I have a written introduction that I'm going to do. It's going to take a second, so just bear with me. But the person I'm bringing on, who I've known for many years, I can't even imagine 15 years, maybe more. But I wanted to just let me get it out, and then we'll introduce him. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to welcome not just a figure, but a force. In every era, there are individuals who don't just leave their mark, they redraw the entire map. This is a person who has bent the arc of the photography industry, shaping conversations, rewriting standards, and opening doors that many thought were forever closed. His influence reverberates from boardrooms to classrooms, from startup labs to the grand stages of global exhibitions. Simply put, when he moves, the industry doesn't just notice, it shifts. Today, we don't merely introduce a leader, but an architect of influence, the catalyst of change, and the living proof that one visionary can tilt the axis of the entire photography industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend and colleague, Kevin La Rue.
That is
Come
epic.
on.
Thank you so much.
Come on, heartfelt. He moved. When he speaks,
I love it.
the industry freezes and then pivots on his very word.
There we go.
That's fantastic. Well done, sir. Well done.
Well, Kevin, while I'm obviously clearly a super fan of you, I am also a super fan of SlickPic and all the cool stuff that you did, which, by the way, your introduction of your copyright helping tool
Oh, it was huge this year.
was huge. People don't even know. Like the copyright process of copyrighting your images is the world's largest pain in the butt for no apparent reason. Well, I know one reason.
It's up there with like filing your taxes.
Yeah, it's like filing your taxes, but maybe worse.
It's maybe worse.
But it's terrible, and it's designed by, I don't know who designed it, someone in the government that had an axe to grind with the general public.
Yes,
But anyway,
absolutely.
you guys at SlickPic invented this tool to make the worst part of it simple and palatable, and for that, I thank you.
Yes.
And today, you're going to show us another thing. You guys are doing stuff. So for those of you who aren't that familiar with SlickPic, I don't know how you could watch The Grid and not know about SlickPic, but they build portfolios for photographers. My portfolio is hosted there. There's a ton of people that you know and KelbyOne instructors who've chosen SlickPic to host their portfolio. That's what they do. And they don't do graphic design and all this other stuff, right? They're not for hosting fine art and stuff. They're for hosting photographers, right? Not sculptures, not people that do design. It's for photographers, and it's wonderful. Now,
thank you.
You guys have been doing this stuff, this extracurricular activity, like the copyright thing, which really doesn't have very much to do with your basic tenant, but the stuff that you're doing makes a difference in photographers' lives. So you guys have been doing something that's been getting a lot of buzz. Can you tell us about it?
I can. I'm going to do this in the context of showing my screen, though, Scott.
Yeah, go.
Oh,
Let's
please
go for
share
it.
your screen. It would be much better
It's
than
better
you
to
just
see it.
telling us.
Better to see the screen, man.
Good to see the screen.
Okay, so basic SlickPic site. We're going to go right into the organizer. If you go to slickpic.com, you'll see a lot of the pros that are using us. So this is the organizer, and this is your digital asset manager. So what we're going to be talking about today is something that we call Magic Review AI. And what it does is it helps you become a better photographer. In a similar way to going to a photo club and having people critique your images and give you constructive criticism, Magic Review does the same thing. So let's take a look at this picture I took in Kyoto a while back. There's a little button here on the right-hand side called Magic Review AI. When I click that, it's going to analyze the image for me and present me with a little description of what it sees. But then the AI is going to do something that I think a lot of people will love. It's going to present me with a host of photographers as well as painters that might want to review the image, that I might want to have review the image. So pretty cool stuff. Takes a couple of seconds. You can see on the left-hand side, we've got our description. That's using our tool called Magic Fill. Awesome titles, awesome descriptions, awesome tags. Great for SEO, search engine optimization. But I hope you can see this on the right-hand side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Use style matches, and there's obviously some Japanese photographers in there. There's people whose styles kind of match up with the image I've given it. Going further, we had somebody say early on when we were showing this to them, we had them say, hey, which, why don't you, it's a composition task as well. Why don't you have somebody just go ahead and who's a painter and take a look at it? So we've got all kinds of people here that we can choose from. We can have Kenro or Rinko or Monet, but I'm going to suggest we just type in Scott Kelby here. Let's see it.
He's going to trash it. He's awful.
Well, you're nothing if not a public figure, my friend. So there's plenty of inspiration that our little AI agents can go out and grab. So it does take a minute to go grab that stuff from your body of work out there in the interwebs. But after that, it's going to give us a thoughtful review of how we might improve the image. I did do an Ookla speed test on my system before we started, and it's pretty fast. So here we go, the photo review based on Scott Kelby's eyes. You may or may not agree with some of these statements, but you have to tell us that. So it gives us
it's pretty good.
suggestions for improvement.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Specific techniques. I mean, this is great. And then to Erik's point earlier, right? We've got AI out there now helping us do the rote work and stuff that takes time. But then, what story are you trying to tell? How do you think your choice of frame? So these are great questions to self-reflect.
Oh,
right?
Man, AI scary stuff. Look at that.
But it's only help. It's helping. It's helping.
Exactly.
It's not hurting.
No, it's helpful. This is helpful.
Yeah,
Exactly. So let's. We also have a way to print it. So you've got to print. We're going to have save a little bit later. This is still in kind of gestational development, but we wanted to jump on and show you our latest stuff.
Nice.
Dang, that's pretty wild.
That is wild.
Yeah. And guess what? It's available to you in your SlickPic account today.
That is very, very wild.
Let me show you one more here. I kind of took a look at your portfolio and wanted to kind of grab some pictures here. So let's just go. I'm just traversing, by the way, through my organizer. So let's go and grab this guy right here. His name's Kevin as well, and we'll just do the magic review stuff. I was taking a portrait lighting class. I should watch some videos on KelbyOne.
The thing it should start with is tell the guy to lose the mask.
oh yeah. This is an indication of when I took the class. Can't believe it.
So was the photo taken here in the U.S. or is this? Is
no,
this
it was here in the U.S. down at a community
okay.
call. But trust me, as soon as the instructor and the PA left the room, I'm like, take the mask off.
Spread the COVID.
Spread it. The City College downtown San Diego has a really, really nice photography department. They do the right thing there. So it does take a couple of seconds here to bust this thing out. It's kind of looking at. It's probably going to grab some studio photographers as well. There we go. Let's see who else comes up. I don't know Testino's show. Avedon.
Well, he's there. This going back historically,
Yeah.
right? For Richard Avedon and Irving Penn and
Yep.
David LaChapelle.
And I thought the inclusion of the painters was pretty inspiring. I think we were looking with somebody at some more artistic artwork, some surreal stuff.
Yeah, some maybe fine art or stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty
So,
interesting.
any of those photographers or painters strike your fancy, or do you want me to?
Despite what everybody thinks, I'm an Annie Leibovitz fan. I know that she has her detractors, but I think she's awesome.
Yeah, me too.
So
See how that goes.
let's see what Annie says.
She's a story.
But part of the inspiration of this, as you know, kind of the genesis of SlickPic, we got a lot of camera club fans and things like that. And, part of this is kind of rooted in how you would take your prints into a camera club and have a couple of judges give you some constructive criticism on it. You could even go take the same photo at a different night and get different reviews. Some guy might like it, the next guy might not.
Oh yeah, I mean it always comes down to personal opinion, and everyone's got one.
Well, and you don't have to convince us about reviews and critiques. We know we know they're powerful.
Yeah. And again, that's a great it's a great learning technique for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually in a club here in town called the Dark Room. It started in the late 20s, and tonight is judging night, and so we're all going to bring our prints nicely method, and we're going to have somebody judge them. So here's Annie's review. Doesn't seem to talk about the mask.
Well, it did in the introduction. It said it was a very contemporary thing to have a mask. It kind of shows when it was done and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I like when it talks about the lighting. It says specific techniques to match Leibowitz's style. She's very big on that one light, strong shadows, and so that is definitely one of hers. And it says lighting and shadow, introducing
And the other
subtle
thing
shadows
is
are varying the light
what
source.
she's talking about props, that exploring additional props, because Annie would make a very elaborate set or environment.
it would be elaborate, all right. And she always, she doesn't do it. Her retoucher always adds color grading.
Yes.
Like she's got color grading. I don't think she does anything without color grading. She always has, it's color graded. Some of the stuff that she's done for Vanity Fair, her group portraits are absolutely insane. And the stuff that she did for Disney is crazy. The most elaborate sets, like you can imagine having a budget to do what she did. It was, you have to be Disney to say, let's do $250,000 per shoot,
Money, no object. Kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So this is cool. So this is our latest thing. I've got a couple that are already set up. If you don't mind me flipping through some tabs.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
So we've looked at the Kyoto temple. We've looked at a portrait. So here's one that I did.
Ooh, I like that.
I did a little selective color using the Nik tools back in the day, and so it matched us up to some street shooters here, some painters, and gives us the opportunity to get that critique. This is one taken out on the coast of San Diego, but again, we got Ansel Adams, Peter Lick, Serge Ramelli.
Serge Ramelli.
Yeah, I did put it through your eyes though, and here we go. I guess you like the leading lines. More depth and layering, more reframing. So this is all good.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And Una Mas here. So again, Richard Avedon, Annie came back. Diane Arbus. I don't know her show.
No, she's a famous. She's got some famous quotes too. She's quite good.
So good stuff. Yeah. So that's Magic Review, guys. It's
wow, that's
cool.
One of our latest.
I don't know how you guys thought to do that. Like, it's a very clever idea. So,
yeah, and we just sit around and go, what are we going to do next? Actually, we've got a nice suite of AI tools coming. The Magic Fill has been absolutely dynamite in terms of helping people boost their visitor traffic and their Google rankings. Because now all of a sudden, with one button, you've got a great title, great description.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if somebody says emotional portrait of a woman expressing raw emotion in Google, because we have a direct link right to the picture in SlickPic, you could get a hit that you wouldn't otherwise have. If you
wow, that's great. And most people struggle with SEO and don't do any at all. Right. So that's great. That's fantastic. Kevin, thank you so much for sharing this. And congratulations to your whole crew for the cool stuff that you're doing to support photographers and to support your clients. That's very, very awesome. And as I said in my introduction, a man changing the industry, molding it to his very whims.
We're doing our best, dude.
All right, man.
We're doing our best.
All right,
Hey, thanks. It's always a
Yeah,
pleasure.
man. Same here.
That's
Take care.
awesome.
Thanks.
I know.
Dang, that was some cool
That's
stuff.
cool stuff. I like it.
That was wild. I was not expecting that. I had
Yeah,
not
I
seen
mean,
it yet. I only seen the name. I didn't really know what it did.
we didn't know what it did.
We didn't know what it did. That is
Yeah.
very, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we got some shout outs. We're going to be dispelling and busting some more myths. So don't go away. We're live here on the East Coast. East Coast, East Coast.
Every masterpiece begins with a vision, a spark, a dream. At Photoshop World, you don't just learn tools, you unlock the power to create something unforgettable. Photoshop World 2025, the ultimate Photoshop training event.
I'm Richard Burnaby, and I've spent the last 20 years chasing light and life across the wildest corners of the planet. And what I've learned is this: wildlife photography isn't about gear. It's not even about the animals. It's about connection. It's about presence. It's about telling a story that goes beyond the frame. In my new KelbyOne class, I'll show you how to approach wildlife in the field, from anticipating behavior to creating powerful compositions that include the environment, not just the subject. We'll talk gear, light, ethics, and most of all, how to make images that matter. So if you've ever wanted to make wildlife images that feel alive, not just seen, but felt, then this class is for you. Exclusively on KelbyOne.com.
Howdy folks, Moose Peterson here in what's been my playground for decades, Yosemite National Park. This is part of KelbyOne's National Park Series, and we've got something very special for you. Well, whether you're a first-time visitor or you've been here many, many times, it's gonna be new every time. We're gonna start off at Tunnel View, a place that's gonna get you revved up. We're gonna take you up the trail to Yosemite Falls. And we're going to take you up personally, intimately with these places. Where do you go? Where do you stop? What cameras do you take? What lenses? How do you make it really simple and easy, not complex, so you take in all the places here, and that comes through in your photograph, your passion, your love for being outdoors, and of course, Yosemite. So come along. This is going to be a marvelous class for you to get inspired. It's going to be exclusively on KelbyOne.
Strap in for Creativity Mountain. 45 plus sessions of full throttle inspiration. Photoshop World 2025, the ultimate Photoshop training event.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Wow.
Welcome back, everybody.
That was cool.
We are live on The Grid, and we are talking about busting. Let's bust a myth.
You want to bust another one?
Bust one.
All right. Full frame cameras, they're always better than APS-C and Micro Four Thirds.
Always, 100% of the time, because we read it on the internet once.
Yes.
Right. Look, here's what the difference today. Now, I will say the gap between full frame. There was a time where
There was a
if
time.
you wanted to
We're going to say that a lot.
There was a time where if you wanted to get a low noise camera,
Yep.
it was a full frame camera. You had to
You
get
had
a full
to.
frame sensor. But those times have changed, and APS-C cameras today and 4/3 cameras and all that, they actually, their noise has gotten dramatically better. It's not the gulf that it was once. So it is, I think it's tremendously better. What do
Well, I agree. And that's where, honestly, a lot of people struggle now, with holding the bigger, like we all struggle with that. Like we don't want more weight. And a lot of times to get less weight, especially on reach, those micro four thirds and even APS-C, it's nice to be down. Like, again, I've got my R7, and I combine that with a 100 to 400, and then I've got a 160 to 640. And
you're like shooting a telescope.
But it's like 2.3 pounds. Like, I can shoot with that all day and not feel tired.
Right.
Like, there's an advantage to that. So it's not, people just go, well, it's better specs wise, and look at the noise. Who cares about the specs and the noise and all this stuff? It's more about, like, is it going to get you the photos you want to create?
And plus, today we have something we didn't have back when that whole talk was thinking, which is AI noise reduction.
Yep.
And the AI noise reduction that we have today is light years ahead. So noise reduction in traditional times before AI was this. We're going to slightly blur your photo.
That's all it was, blur
we're
an
going to
image.
blur it to try to hide the noise. So we're going to blur it. You're going to lose detail. It's going to look kind of bad, but you had a choice. Blurry photo with no noise or sharp photo with lots of noise. Now the AIs give you a sharp photo with no noise. You don't give up all that. And so I'll shoot now at 20,000 ISO and won't even blink an eye. Erik and I were shooting out of a building in New York City at a workshop we were doing through the glass, shooting at literally hand holding
like
at
25,000.
25,000 and you open up the image, look at it 100%, you're like, it looks like it's snowing.
Yeah, and you've kind of skipped on to another one we had on our list was high ISO is unusable. You always have to keep it low. It's not true. It's
true
not
anymore.
true. Like, I don't even worry. Like,
Yeah.
in fact, where's your worry point anymore? Because it's shifting every year for me. Where's your worry point?
It used to be hand holding at high ISOs. It's not anymore.
But no, like, what number would you go, oh, if you got above? It used to be, back in the day, 1600. 1600 was like, like I
wouldn't go above
worry.
6,400. If it was 6,400 or higher, I was like,
yeah.
You're saying 16,000?
No, 1600.
Oh, 1,600.
Was back in the day. Well, there was a time
yeah.
when back in the day it was 400.
Yep.
Back in the day it was 800. But what is that number today, 2025? When do you like, oh, I'm going to have to think about, like, I'm going to get scared.
I don't even have that number because I'll shoot.
So it's kind of gone out of your mind.
I'll go
like
out,
51,000, I start getting a little concerned.
I don't know if I've ever shot at 51,000. So
I
I will say the highest I've shot is
25,000.
25,000.
25,000 is good.
If it went higher, I would still think I could pull this off.
But it used to not be that way. Just a few years ago, it was 6,400.
Yeah.
Now it's like 25,000.
Yep, things have changed big time.
Yeah, crazy. So, got another one here on our list. Phones can't win competitions and sell prints. Like a phone camera, that's why you can't shoot with your phone. You're never going to win a competition.
Hey,
You're never going to sell a print with this.
I just won a gold award in the European Photo Awards on an iPhone photo.
There you go. I won an award, first place on an iPhone photo. Went on a magazine cover, all that good stuff.
Let me tell you. You know what it is? Today, the camera in today's iPhones and in today's also Samsungs and things. It's not just
20 or 48 megapixels too.
Yeah, they're ridiculous, but they're so much better than the best camera you could buy just a few years ago.
Yes.
Now, I don't mean 30 years ago. I mean a good digital camera. And I mean there are people that were doing the covers of National Geographic magazine, with a camera you wouldn't consider using today. You'd be like, that thing is trash. You wouldn't take a picture of your kid's birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese with that camera that was $6,000, and your phone's way better than that today and can shoot in RAW and can shoot 48 megapixels and has built-in stabilization.
It'll stitch panos in the fly.
It'll stitch panos inside the camera for you. I mean, there's so many things that,
it'll do time lapses that'll just like the time lapse is done.
You got to give up on that. Now, are there still areas where a mirrorless is better? Yes. If you're doing wildlife photography and you need to get very close, absolutely. Professional sports photography, absolutely. I still think, even though Erik does pull off some miracles with his phone,
the night stuff
for
is
astrophotography,
it's still not there.
But night photography, the phone's incredible.
Oh yeah, if you got a little bit of light, if you got a little bit of
downtown or something at night, or in a restaurant or whatever,
like we're in
night
Tokyo.
mode.
Tokyo, you're fine.
Oh, we were killing it.
New
in
York
Tokyo
City, you're
with,
fine.
Yeah, with iPhone photos.
I mean, yeah, if you're doing like like Milky Way astrophotography, but honestly, even that, like star trails, you can do great star trails because again, it's that you're open for a long time.
Yeah, let me see something real quick. I want to look up something.
It's changing. It's just changing. It's changing that mindset where if I have this, I've got a professional camera. If this is in my pocket, I've got a professional camera. And we had to change our mindset about that and dispel that myth that, I got to have, the big full frame camera.
Yeah, this is one I just took. I just saw the other day in my camera roll, in my Photos app with my iPhone.
Yep.
Just hand holding inside St. Paul's in London. And I'm like, that's not a bad iPhone picture. It's not shot in RAW. It is not at 48 megapixels. That is a 12 megapixel JPEG.
Yes, and you know what? The funny thing with the phones when you're traveling, because I've noticed this coming up, there's a lot of places that they won't even let you have bring in a big camera, right?
No.
You're a professional, you can't bring it.
Oh yeah, you bring in one?
I'm like, I could bring this in and I would make just as good of an image, but they don't care if you bring this in.
I remember shooting in Paris where my friend Mimo and I went into a church, just me and him, and we started shooting, and the security was all over. So you're shooting professional cameras, and I'm like, that woman over there shooting with what? They didn't like our lenses or something. They forbid us to shoot in there, and they were all over us. They were standing in front of us so we couldn't shoot, and we're like, but if I take out my phone, it's no problem. They're like, yeah. And you're like,
okay.
Boy, crazy stuff.
All right. I got one, and you're gonna love this one because this one comes up on our workshops all the time.
Oh, okay.
You have to shoot with the tripod.
I think you do if you're doing a long exposure.
Yes,
that's like a minute.
That would be like
I would say long exposure. You're shooting like the Milky Way.
Well, which is a long exposure.
Or you're shooting, a river or a stream
long
or a
exposure.
waterfall.
It's all long exposure. That's why.
And I'm done.
It's it. It's long exposure.
It's long exposure. If you're going to do long exposures now, when we did Tokyo.
Yep.
Did we ever use
one time? But it was because we went out to water in the gate. We had the gate in the water, and we were doing intentionally a long exposure.
Oh yes.
That was the only time for 10 days.
Yes,
the only time.
10 days. Eric and I went out to the worst shooting conditions you could possibly imagine. It was like shooting in a tornado.
But it actually came out pretty good.
I like yours. I didn't have I couldn't change lenses. The weather was
so
bad.
The weather was so bad we couldn't change lenses.
Yeah,
you had the 24 on.
I had the 24
I had
on.
the 10 to 20.
I needed the 10 to 20. I had the 10 to 20 with me, but it was so bad outside, and there was no place. It was like there's nothing to hide under.
It really was one of the worst shooting conditions I've ever shot in.
It was like I'm shooting in a hurricane. It was just terrible. All right, but I'm totally with you.
Yeah, this tripod thing, because it always comes up too, is like people like, oh, I got to bring my tripod, or do I need to bring my tripod? And it's like, you only need to bring it if you know, and I think that's where you get down to it, is long exposures. And that could be translated to, I need to go over a second. Like that, because basically with the in-camera stabilization, you can hold the camera pretty still with that in-camera stabilization.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, and really honestly, with the phones too, their stabilization
is ridiculous.
You can get out to 10 seconds, no problem.
Yeah, and their video stabilization is terrific.
Yeah, so.
But anyway, so honestly, the need for tripods is so greatly reduced. This was not the case 10 years ago. But it is the case now. I used to live by and die by my tripod.
Absolutely.
I would set it up in all kinds of instances where I really didn't need to do it, but I was so addicted to it, like I just need a ridiculously super sharp shot. So one of the things that's changed that, by the way, is AI sharpening, right? And Photoshop, for some reason, and I've talked to my friends at Adobe going,
come on, guys.
You added reflection removal. How often do photographers have a window reflection they need removed? Not real often. How often do we need to sharpen a photo?
Every photo.
All day, every day, every single photo we take. And I'm like,
work on that.
Work on that, but
please.
I don't see it.
But I mean, that's where you have Topaz and you have others that they're just really good at one. They're really good
Topaz,
at it.
Woo!
So hopefully Adobe one day.
Hopefully one day. All right.
All right. JPEG is useless if you shoot RAW.
All right.
That's a myth.
Yeah, let me tell you, some of the greatest pictures ever taken in the history of photography were taken in JPEG. By the way, there was a time where RAW did not exist, and people still took amazing pictures and won awards and did magazine covers and did everything else, because there was a time, I remember sitting at Adobe when they were explaining to me what RAW was. Like, we're doing this thing, and it's going to be called Adobe Camera Raw. I'm like, what's RAW? You know, because nobody was shooting RAW.
Nobody knew about
Nobody was doing it. Nobody knew what it was, you know. And they told me about it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be huge. And as it turned out, it was. But anyway.
It is huge, and it has its place. But people write off JPEG.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? JPEG photos look better coming out of the camera.
Yeah, because they're processed.
They just do. They're already processed.
Yeah.
They have more contrast, more color. They have noise reduction. They have sharpening. All that stuff is added. Like, remember, and I think we lose track of this, inside your camera is a computer. That computer, when you shoot in JPEG, edits your photo
It's processing
for you.
your file.
It's processing your RAW file. It looks like what would be a RAW, and it says, well, what if we took a RAW, but we added sharpening and contrast and color balance and all this different stuff to make the best looking final image we can.
That's where those picture profiles come in. The picture profiles are setting up, I'm going to do this amount of sharpening. I'm going to do this amount of saturation. I'm going to do this amount of contrast.
So that's what the deal is. JPEGs look better, and people that shoot in JPEG, they have to like hide. They're like, I can't, you know, all the people that are fantastic photographers, I'm looking at their image and they go, they're embarrassed to tell me, but I shoot in JPEG. I'm like, don't be embarrassed. It's a file format. It's a file format that makes your life easier. Now, there are people that love to process, and I'm one of them. I love the post-processing experience. Yes. I feel very comfortable in Lightroom. I'm starting to get comfortable in Photoshop. So I feel like I'm going to be okay here. And so I enjoy it and I like it. But I've also had situations where when I was shooting for a newswire where I shot in JPEG, they wanted the images as fast as they could. Yep. They're going to look better. They're already sharpened. They're going to transfer quick. There are absolutely advantages to shooting in RAW, and there's absolute ones to shooting in JPEG. You should not be bullied based on your file format that you choose to shoot
we should not be discriminating on the
shoot
file
in the
format.
one you like. If you're not big on the post-processing, you don't feel you're very good at it, you want your images to look good kind of coming out of the camera, shoot in JPEG.
JPEG. And then the other thing too is like you said, speed, but it's also like if you've got a scene that looks perfect and you just want it to be done, JPEG's going to be better because I mean, if this perfect lighting,
it's done.
and I don't need to like take the highlights down or blow up the shadows. That's what a RAW file is going to do. It's just going to let you recover problems. It's going to let you stretch the image, do stuff to it. But if it looks perfect, JPEG's great.
This is true.
All right.
All right, we have to take a break.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
You got to take a break.
When we come back, we've got a few more myths to bust. But can I tell you something? Stop that jib. Don't move that jib. I saw the jib moving.
Stop.
We're going to take a break. While we're on break, this would be an excellent time to invite somebody that you know that might be interested in KelbyOne, that you know people that it would help them. You know people, right? And there's some really nice comments from people out here, you know, saying nice, very nice, members that are in the chat saying wonderful things. Thank you very much. Yes. But this would be a great time to invite somebody and say, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, come to the KelbyOne live demo. Right? And I'm going to show them, I'm going to take them behind the wall and show you this is what it's like and this is what's going on. And they'll see what it's like being a member, and they will know whether it's for them or not. They're either going to go, this is the thing I've been waiting for, which is what I expect they will do, or it's not. But I'm going to make them an offer that is so stupid and ridiculous that there's no way they're not going to be able to say, yeah, it's not for me, because it's for everybody. It's even for people who don't own a camera. It's just pedestrians. Civilians. It's for everyone. No, it's not for everyone, but you won't know until you come and watch tomorrow. It's the first time we've ever done that. First time we've ever done a live demo and a tour of the studios here. So, and there's more than just the grid here. There's other stuff. There's other sets. 9 of them or 11. It's a bunch. We'll see you in a minute.
Hi, I'm Scott Kelby, and if you've ever wondered what it's like being a KelbyOne member, I'm going to take you behind the scenes and let you see the whole thing. We're going to go and show you all the different stuff that you can do, and I think you're going to be amazed when you see, I think you're going to be shocked when you see how much that we have for our members. It is pretty insane, but you've probably never seen it because you can't get behind that wall. Well, I'm going to take you there. Not only am I going to take you and show you all the cool stuff that you get as a KelbyOne member, but we're going to take a tour of the KelbyOne studios here, and I'm going to show you all the different sets and everything you're going to see behind the scenes. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, and you're going to learn an awful lot, or you're going to have an amazing deal for you. If you watch it all and you go, man, that does look amazing, I want to be a part of that, we want you to be a part of it, but you got to come and take the demo and you'll see what it's all about. Go register right now, and I'll see you online at the tour.
Hi, I'm Karen Hutton, and I'm an award-winning photographer in landscape and travel. I'm also a professional Fujifilm X photographer. I'm here at Arches National Park, about to present you with a class about arches and canyonlands that I think you're going to love. I'm going to take you into some epic spots in both of these parks, show you my tips for lenses, time of day, the language of light, how to work with the park rules, how to avoid some of the crowds, that's always big on my list, and how to frame a variety of shots so you feel like you're walking away with a book of your adventure. I hope you'll join me in these two incredible parks exclusively on KelbyOne.
What is Photoshop World? Photoshop World is the ultimate 3-day online creative event for photographers, designers, and digital artists. With over 45 sessions taught by the world's leading Photoshop, Lightroom, and photography instructors. From jaw-dropping edits to industry secrets, this is where your skills go pro and get inspired to push your creativity further than ever before. Register at photoshopworld.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Hey, we are back. Scott and Erik are here, and we were just placing the all-important lunch order. So we had to add an extra commercial in there so we could get
Well, plus, I'm hoping you guys invited people to the demo tomorrow, too.
Oh, yeah. So, hey, have we given our shout-outs yet?
No, I mean, we got Anders joining us all the way from Sweden, Amy saying hi from Maryland, Liesel saying hi down in Venice, Florida, Craig saying hi from Oregon, Roy saying hi from Albuquerque, Nick saying hi from London, Jessica saying hey to everyone from Michigan, Michael Buckman, hey Mike. All the way from Albany, and then Jason saying in New York. I wonder if that's our Jason, because he's in New York. And then Sean saying hi from the UK.
Hey, Sean.
And then we got Jessica saying, great idea. I love my KelbyOne membership. Dennis saying, my KelbyOne membership's so worth it. And yeah. And then Jack saying has been a member for 20 years. One of the things I always loved is that when Scott or one of the instructors says to do something this way, you know it's been vetted and you consider it best practices. That's a big thing. I mean, that's really honestly what the differentiating factor is, because a lot of the training that's out there, especially on the big site that we all know that's free, that anybody can get, it's a lot of the information is just flat out wrong.
Well, it's not curated in any way. Anybody can post anything and say anything.
And popular things, because that's what gets pushed by the algorithm is popular things. The popular things are wrong. That's why, again, this list comes from, you'll go see videos that'll say exactly opposite of what we're saying today.
You'll see videos that say why you have to shoot in manual, why you have to shoot at 100 ISO.
Yeah.
You know, and there are people that, I mean, everyone's allowed to have their opinion, right? And there's somebody that'll sit here and argue with us all day long about 100 ISO, and I'm like, that's okay if that's what you want to do. It's okay. If you want to shoot in manual, I mean, it's your choice. It's your life. You know, you can spend as much time as you want moving dials as you want.
I always like to say, though, show me the results that prove that. A lot of people will say stuff, but then you go to their gallery and you're like, you probably shouldn't say anything.
Oh, you probably should not stalk.
Yeah.
All right. Holly says, thank you for recommending the Canon R6 Mark II and the glorious 24 to 240 lens. So far, I'm loving it.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
That combo it's great.
It's a great combo, super great combo, especially for the money.
Yes.
It's a great combo.
Yep.
All righty.
All right. So we got a couple more. We got some time for a couple more myths here.
Hit us up.
So one of the things we talked about nowadays, myth, you need a Wacom tablet as a photographer.
If you're an artist,
I said photographer because I agree with you on that. If you're an artist or graphic designer, I'm going to say you definitely do.
If you do a lot of retouching.
Yes, okay.
If you do a lot of retouching, like your portrait retouching.
Yes.
Yes. If you have carpal tunnel syndrome, yes.
Yes.
I mean, there are plenty of instances of people that they just love it. Like, you know, my friend Paul, you know Paul.
Yeah, they love it.
Paul uses it, and he loves his tablet.
But
he
people are
absolutely
convinced a lot of times that that's what's holding them back. Like,
It's not holding you back unless you're a retoucher. Yes. If you're a retoucher, it's holding you back. If you do portrait retouching, you need a tablet.
Yes.
But if you say, well, I'm a landscape photographer, you probably don't really need one.
Well, especially
it's nice to have.
What
but
it changed is the selections. You know, that you can
that's
do selections so easy now. And who really liked doing selections? Like
no one. It was a production task.
Yes.
Now, if you want to select someone's skin, if you want to select someone's eyes, I mean, I can't tell you how many. In my Photoshop book, I had a big, thick chapter on selections, and it's. I mean, I guess you still need to know how to select something that every once in a while the AI masking can't do. But for the most part, selections went from most important part of Photoshop to maybe good to know. It literally, selections was such an important part. We had entire classes just teaching you how to make selections. But now it's like
a series of classes on selections.
Yeah, we had many classes on them, you know.
All right, got another one. The lens you need, 24 to 70. That's the lens you need.
I know that is a classic great lens. The 24 to 70. A lot of people have it. It's big, it's heavy, it's expensive, and it is. Unfortunately, here's what I would say. Will you use the 24? Absolutely. Yeah. Will you use 40? Probably not. 50? 60? Who shot something at 60? 70? You're carrying around a big lens and you're probably only going to use
24 or 70.
Why not get something that really actually will help you, like a 24 to 200, a 24 to 240. You're getting a 24-70 not because you wanted to shoot it. Who wants to shoot at 70 millimeters? Yes, occasionally it's right. But it's more wrong than it is right. I think the 24 to 70 is mostly a very heavy, expensive, useless lens overall. Just saying it.
All right. High megapixels beats everything.
That was a big thing. There was a megapixel race, and the camera companies embraced it. But so my camera today, the camera that I love, the camera that Holly loves, is 24 megapixels. It's more than I need. And by the way, if I needed to increase the size of my megapixels, if I needed, now, why would you need to increase the size to make a print? I would go to the brand new, ridiculously updated On One's Resize AI just went through a staggering update, guys.
And it was great before.
It was great before, but I don't think there's anything out there on the level that what it's doing now. It does it by AI, and your results are just, I can't even explain it. It's
you can
ridiculous.
go from 12 to 80, no problem.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there.
Yeah.
But they're doing something. It's got to be alien. I think it's like technology stolen from an alien craft that landed near their offices in Oregon. But anyway, it's crazy. It's just unbelievable. Now, there is an advantage to high megapixels. There's many disadvantages, and there's one advantage. The one advantage is you don't have a long lens. So you need to crop in like this. You could take a 50 megapixel show to a picture to an air show and crop way in on it, and it looks pretty decent. I don't think it's as good, and I'll get your opinion.
Well, it's not as good. It's better
having it
in like the lens being 800 millimeters is way better than being 200 millimeters. Like it's just going to look better.
It's just going to look better.
Yeah.
The uncropped 24 megapixel in tight, like on a jet.
But if you're
or a
like at
bird
600 and then you wanted to crop into 800, that'll look pretty good.
Yeah, that'll look fine. Yeah,
but if you're making those big
yep.
jumps,
yep.
like you want to, where you just gotta leave. Well, that's where different genres. We're gonna have certain lengths, like wildlife. You know, we probably want to get out to 600. You know, for
I wouldn't try to get away with a higher megapixel camera. So I'm at 24. Could not be happier. If they make it 36, I'll be like, no, make it 36. Hey, I wanted to read a comment. Could you zip back up real quick? There was a comment that was from Tim, a little higher.
Yes,
there it is.
That one right there.
Yeah, Tim's got a myth there.
Yeah, saying we kind of touched on this earlier. The myth: you can't make great photos without a full frame camera. And he's saying, I think I do pretty well with my crop sensor Fuji.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and people that have Fujis, I've never met someone that has a Fuji or an Olympus
that hates it.
They always love it. They always love it. So
and they are great. I mean, again, that's where if you really want the drop in weight, I think from like when we were at DSLR to then mirrorless, like Canon, Nikon, Sony, there wasn't a big drop. But the drop in weight really happens when you go from like a Nikon Z9 down to like a Fuji or Olympus, and you want the same like focal lengths.
Right.
If you want the same focal lengths, you're just going to be way lighter, way more compact. It just will.
You know who shoots a Fuji? Kathy P.
Yeah, Kathy P.
Yeah, Kathy shoots one.
Yeah. There's a lot of people.
All right. So. Got any more myths? Are we running out of time?
We're running out of time.
Look at that. Kathy P just appeared. You say her name and she appears like a genie.
Yep. And let's see. Another one here. You must expose to the right on modern sensors. I knew this one would get you.
So
anybody
first,
says
let's talk about what exposed to the right is. Years ago, got to be 12, 15 years ago, someone did a study, not a study. They researched with their own in their house in their underwear. Did a research. I don't know if they're in underwear. Did a research at their house that showed that
in the basement,
if you intentionally overexpose, like you're exposing to the right, that you somehow capture more data than if your image was properly exposed or dark. And they showed like the levels thing and showing, look, there's not much detail here, but if you expose to the right. So everybody thought, this is the advantage I've been waiting for. This will finally make my photography good. I'm going to expose to the right. I'm going to overexpose all of my photos. Not so much that I lose a lot of clipping or destroy my image, but I'm going to find that sweet spot where everything looks brighter, and then when I lower it, it'll somehow make my photo look better. Here's what the whole problem with that theory is. It looks good on a histogram. It does not change anything in real life. When you look at the photo, it looks the same. Though you may be using an oscilloscope to show that technically it is better, you're a nerd if you're exposing to the right, and you're only doing it because you heard that it makes photos better. It is not a magic pill. Your photos aren't going to look really any different. It's kind of a...
it's better to get the exposure right to where you're looking at it. That's why white balance and exposure when you're looking at it.
Yes.
It's better for you to do that
Yes,
than it
yes,
is to
yes.
like believe this like internet myths on technical data. It's like, don't do it. Just be more creative. That's it.
Yes. We have a name for those people, by the way, that do that stuff. They call them pixel peepers.
Pixel peepers.
They're not really worried about what the photo looks like. They're worried about the process that got you there.
They're right up to
like
it.
the technology and all
looking
that
at
stuff. And
every
they're trying
pixel.
to, yeah. Oy,
Nope.
Oy, oy. Hey, here's a nice comment from Nina.
Nina
She says,
saying, yeah, go.
love the helpful people in the community, the KelbyOne community. Great reason to be a KelbyOne member. And we talk about
Absolutely.
that. We'll be talking about that tomorrow during the live demo, because I think that is one of our secret weapons. Is there is a community of photographers that are part of KelbyOne that are so supportive and so helpful and so kind. You know, I've seen situations where, and I'll tell you one of the worst communities, can I tell you? I know I wrote a book about Tesla. The Tesla online communities are horrendous.
They are.
You'll post
Brutal.
you'll ask a question. Hey, I just bought a Tesla Model 3. How do you turn on the hazard? And 15 people will add sarcastic answers. Wave your hands out the window. They'll come up with all these snarky, instead of just answering your question. That doesn't happen in our community. You can ask the most basic question. I can't find the on button for my camera. Someone would be like, hey, it happens to all of us with a new camera. I'll tell you where it is. It's up in the right corner. There's a little switch. You toggle it on. And, you know, glad to have you here in the community. It's a different world. You've never experienced, if you're a photographer and you've been shot down and all those, you've never experienced anything like
That's usually what
the
happens
KelbyOne
in those
community.
open communities.
There's always these jerks.
There's the people who are the pixel peepers and telling you all these myths, and then there's the other ones that are just snarky. And again, what I found over there too is a lot of people will tear it apart. But then what's really genius, if you're ever in one of those communities, is you always have a link back to their profile, and that is a link back to their portfolio. And I guarantee that 99 times out of 100, it is advice you should never listen to, because that's happened to us a lot. And I remember, you know, like people picking apart stuff that we've done, and then I'd be like, hey, did you actually look at his work?
Yeah, somebody would look at one of my photos and give me 100-word why everything about it is horrible and why it looks bad, and they can't believe I showed it publicly and etc. And then you click on his link and go look at his work, and you're like, oh my God, he's
shouldn't
horrible.
listen to the words
I
you
can't
say.
believe I got upset.
A
This
word
guy,
out of your mouth should never be respected.
He's not a photographer. He's just a guy that owns a camera. He's not like, but
that's what they live for.
They say it
They
for
live for
this. You know, very condescending, I'm up at the top of the mountain looking down at you kind of way, and you're like, and then you realize that guy's trash.
And what we do on KelbyOne, if a person like that does get in, they're out.
Yeah, and it's
we don't want
twice.
your money. We don't.
No,
we don't want. We're here to help each other. We're not here to tear each other apart.
No, it is not a poisonous community, and the whole community, everybody polices it really well. Like nobody. You start to get a little off track, and
we have to rein people back every once in a while.
Every once in a while, somebody go a little too far. You're like, no, not here.
Yeah.
You go do that. Go do that trash in the Tesla forums. All right, we got some winners.
We got winners. Speaking of Tesla, Dennis Fields is winning the How to Do It with My Tesla book. Roy Evans is winning the Night Photography book. Nina is won the Platypod grip. Amy Gray is winning the V flat. Sarah Hilburn Heyman is winning the composition book.
Pressure composition.
Yep. And then Zeppo7 is winning the On One No Noise.
Zeppo.
So just email us over at gridprize@kelbyone.com. We'll verify your information and get you out your prize.
All right. Lastly, I know I've said it now. This will be the third time I've mentioned it, but we really want you to invite your friends. And, of course, you can come as well. And if you're a KelbyOne member and you just want to hang out, that's cool, too. But this is obviously to introduce people to KelbyOne. It's our first live demo ever. And if you're a KelbyOne member and you haven't been to our studios, so you haven't been here on, like, the summit or anything like that, you'll probably enjoy seeing the tour, because we're going to take you through the studios anyway. We won't take you to accounting or HR or any of that stuff, but we will take you to the studios, which is where we're broadcasting from right now. So you'll get the tour. And join us tomorrow, 2 o'clock East Coast time. East Coast, East Coast.
And we won't take it to accounting because they'll be mad at whatever Scott decided. And then we won't take it to HR.
Yeah, accounting. I did not.
We're
by
going to
the
get
way,
in trouble if we
by
do
the way,
HR.
I did not contact accounting.
Yeah.
I did not tell them what I was going to do.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild. It's going to be wet, wild stuff. Weird, wacky. All right.
All right.
Thanks
There we
to
go.
all of our sponsors. Thanks to Kevin La Rue for joining us, a man who needs no introduction but got a really long one. Thanks to Christina and the crew here.
Yeah.
And let's see what else we got.
That's what we got. Photoshop World next month, too.
That's what we got. Photoshop World. We want you to be there. It's going to be awesome. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday right here at the Grid. Take care, everybody.